where we put misconduct on display, explore police and legal content, protect rights, and demand accountability. Today's body cam footage is brought to us by CrimeBodge. Be sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Alan Norman steps out of shop when suddenly officers come barging in, blocking his path and accusing him of giving them evils. That petty excuse quickly escalates into a baseless accusation of shoplifting, and without a shred of real evidence, they search him under Section 1 apace. But Alan doesn't back down. With the help of CrimeBodge, who passes his case on, he wins a huge payout from City of London police. Yet, despite the legal victory, the case takes a gut-wrenching turn that makes this episode one of the most powerful we've covered.
Put it this way.
Put it any way you like.
You've been giving us evils as you walk past our van. You've got into Boots.
Yeah.
You're fiddling about with a lot of stuff and coming out again.
I don't know what you're talking about evil.
Why are you being so cagey?
Am I obliged to answer your questions?
The fact is, you're very cagey right from the start, mate. And
Listen,
the fact that
don't give me a police nonsense.
All right,
cagey.
okay.
What grounds can I?
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. What power and authority are you acting under at this time?
I'm going to search you on the Section 1 apace.
What are your grounds? Hold on.
I've told you. Listen to me.
On what grounds?
Okay. Listen.
You tell me what grounds.
Okay. If you
tell me what grounds.
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
All right, I'm going to search you.
You are
on the
depriving
Section 1
me of my
apace.
liberty and freedom. Article 5 of the European Convention of Human Rights.
We're going to handcuff you for a minute.
For what reason?
Right.
Hey, what grounds?
Give me a second.
What grounds?
Just give us a second.
I want grounds.
Listen, we'll explain all that in a second. So at this moment in time,
Hey,
listen,
relax.
Listen,
you relax. You
relax.
Sir, just listen to me.
Yeah,
right?
I'm listening.
Okay. So at this moment, you've been detained for the purpose of search.
On what grounds?
And that's what we're going to
If you give me a chance, I'll explain it.
So
you should have explained it before you did this.
Stopping a man simply because he supposedly gave evils or appeared shifty is an astonishingly weak foundation to detain and search someone. These aren't reasonable grounds under any legal standard. These are their personal feelings, dressed up as suspicion. If that's all it takes, then anyone walking with neutral or annoyed expression is now fair game. That's not policing. That's profiling. Even worse, when Alan demands to know the legal grounds for the search, as he's absolutely entitled to, the officers dismiss his request, saying they'll tell him in a moment. That's not just bad practice. It's a breach of the PACE Code of Practice. Officers are required to explain their grounds before a search is conducted. Delaying that step strips away the only safeguard the public has to assess whether a search is justified or arbitrary.
bear with us, because we want to explain that to you.
Right.
So let my colleague explain what he needs to explain.
Okay.
However, it's really important that you don't interrupt him and let him finish what he's
I'm going to let him
say,
finish.
But one thing I just want to add is at this moment in time, you're obviously detained. Well, explain why you're detained.
You should have done that before. No. Human rights, it's very clear.
Can I explain something to you? We're entitled and able to say you are detained for the purpose of search.
Under
which
what
is
grounds?
what we've done, and that's what we're about to explain.
Okay, tell me.
Okay.
Don't use any cagey nonsense.
I'm not going to say cagey.
I will remind you.
Be quiet for a minute. I'll explain it.
And obviously we've used force temporarily due to your demeanour. And you've got handcuffs on you. Okay. Until the search is completed,
right? Well, I don't
consent. You're free to leave.
I do not consent.
Okay, I appreciate that.
To any searches or seizures.
Doesn't matter about consent.
Oh, it does. Because you have no grounds here.
Unfortunately, you don't have to. Okay. Right.
Thank you.
My colleagues to explain everything.
Right. Are you filming this?
Yes.
Right. Well, I'll be doing an accessory.
I completely understand, and you're entitled to do that.
I will do that.
After handcuffing Alan, the officer tries to justify the use of force by pointing to Alan's demeanor. That's not a legal justification. It's a subjective excuse to escalate the situation. Alan wasn't resisting, threatening, or being violent. He was vocal, yes, but vocal because his rights were being blatantly violated. Passionately defending yourself in the face of an unlawful stop doesn't make you a threat. It makes you informed. It's deeply troubling when officers confuse frustration with aggression. The officer essentially punished Alan for reacting emotionally to a completely unjust encounter, as the only acceptable way to respond to being wrongly detained is silent compliance. That mindset flips the burden. Instead of officers being held accountable for justifying their actions, it's the citizen who's expected to be calm while their rights are steamrolled.
Please explain everything you need to know.
Okay, explain it.
All right.
Right, explain it.
So, we've seen you come past the van, as I said.
Right, thank you. I'm coming down the road, minding my business.
Yeah, listen, let me explain.
Yeah.
Giving us evils, you're going to the shop.
What's evils, anyway?
Right, listen.
Can you go to the CPS with I was giving him evils?
You can, actually.
Can you?
Yeah.
And what would that amount to?
Do you want to let me explain the grounds, then?
Carry on.
Okay. You go into the shop, you see him fiddling around.
Fiddling around?
Yeah.
I went in there for to do my business.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you from my point of view, fella.
I don't want your point of view unless it adds up to
my point
grounds.
of view is very, very
important. You the
important.
authority to detain me.
Yeah.
Can I explain to me? Okay.
You seem to be the sensible one here.
We're both very sensible.
Okay.
My colleague is
you don't need to told me.
Right?
You don't need to do that.
So first of all, do you mind if I grab a first name from you?
Like I said, I won't be providing any details.
Right.
There is no search outside Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act that gives me the authority, or you the authority, to ask me
listen,
to give
you're
you
asking a lot of questions. I'm trying my best to answer them.
Okay.
Alan clearly stated at the beginning of the encounter that he wasn't going to provide his details, a right he's fully entitled to exercise, especially when no valid grounds have been established. Yet here we see the officer circling back, asking again as if the initial refusal never happened. This isn't just redundant, it's tactical. Repeating the demand for ID, especially after an unlawful detention, is a form of pressure. The hope is that by looping the question, the subject might crack or comply out of frustration or confusion. It also exposes something deeper. The officer either didn't listen to what Alan said, which is careless and unprofessional during a detention, or he did listen and chose to ignore it to push the interaction further. Either way, it speaks volumes about the way some officers treat power as permission, not responsibility.
If we reasonably suspect somebody is committing an offence or anything in relation to certain
reasonable grounds.
So as my colleague trying to explain to you, we have detained for the purpose of search. The grounds are in which, when you've walked down this road, you have been eyeballing our vehicle, you've been staring at us, and in our opinion, you seem to be paying a lot of attention to police.
Your opinion doesn't
when you've
can you send your opinion
like I said, I'm
to
going
the
to continue
CPS?
talking. When you've gone into the shop, again, you've appeared to be very... You're sort of wandering around, and almost as if you're potentially up to no good.
I was putting this on.
And that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I'm talking about our perception. Okay.
Right.
So that's one of the grounds why we've stopped you.
You don't have grounds.
You've come out after looking slightly suspicious, and we've perhaps thought, are you shoplifting? We're not sure.
Feelings and thoughts.
Again, our suspicions are up here. Yeah. We've come and spoke to you. You've been very anti-police. You're not willing to engage.
No, what I've done is I've exercised my absolute right.
You don't want to give any names.
My absolute right. I am not obliged to give you any details under any search power outside Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act.
Quite simply to see if you've got anything on you that might be to do with shoplifting,
so we got feelings,
stealing,
and just let's have a look.
With you to commit a theft, all right?
The officer claims Alan was fidgeting in the shop and somehow spins that into a possible shoplifting attempt. But Alan immediately clarifies he was simply putting on his mask. That explanation alone should have been enough to dismiss any suspicion, especially in a time when mask wearing is normalized. But rather than accept a reasonable explanation, the officer leans on perception over facts, saying, from our perception, it could be shoplifting.
So this is PC 360 benefit.
So you don't have to hold that hard. You don't have to do it.
Because of your mannerism.
Right, just relax.
I am relaxed.
My mannerism. This is an unlawful detention by Section 5 of the Human Rights Act.
Of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act.
You've got no grounds. You have no grounds.
But you're trying to argue.
You gave me your feelings.
We're going to reiterate you're detained. All right.
You gave me your feelings. That's all.
So can I speak with one of you a minute?
Yeah.
You gave me your feelings and that was all. Who's the OIC here? Wait, are you the OIC? Are you the OIC here?
Can you hold that?
Sergeant, thank you. Maybe get some reason here. Sir, I'm being detained without grounds. And I'm being searched without grounds. Except his feelings and his thoughts. And via the Human Rights Act, Section 5, this is an unlawful detention.
Have the officers given you the details of why?
They gave me their grounds. He gave me his feelings and he gave me his thoughts. I didn't give any grounds.
We have given grounds.
He gave me his feelings.
Listen, I'm going to do you a little favour. It's all on body worn anyway.
Right, good. I'll be getting that access information request.
Listen, maybe if you ask the officer to repeat them, he'll repeat them for you.
Okay, well let's have it in. Can you repeat it before you carry on?
Can I put this back in your pocket first?
Because,
sir, I am being detained unlawfully. My human right is being contravened here. Section 5, not section, Article 5.
Article 5,
yeah. Okay, Article.
I understand all of what you're saying, but let the officer explain again.
Okay, are you listening?
I'm listening.
Sergeant? Because I'm relying on you to be impartial here.
I'm listening.
Right, fine. Can you give me your...
Can I put these back in your pocket first?
You can do. It's up to you.
Right.
Okay, lady, you can relax, okay? You can relax. I'm not running anywhere. I'm not farting. There's about how many of you? You can relax. You can relax.
I am relaxed.
No, you are not. Anyone filming this?
We're filming it, don't worry.
Search. I didn't hear the ground.
No, can you give him the grounds?
I have said.
He hasn't got on.
Are you going to listen to me?
While you're shouting at me, I can't hear a thing. So maybe let him repeat his grounds.
What? Can you repeat them?
Yes, we see you.
Let him say the whole thing and don't interfere.
I'll say nothing.
Okay.
You're nice.
You're not listening, are you? You're talking
Right,
to me.
okay,
I'm listening and it's all being recorded.
All right, okay.
You've appeared to be concealing yourself in the shop whilst you appear to be filling about with things, okay? We've come over to have a chat with you, and straight away you've been very, very anti, trying to get a word, not letting us get a word in edgeways. You're extremely nervous. Your breathing rate's up there. Okay? We think we've got something to hide.
Right.
Okay, we suspect you might have been involved in something in the shop, and therefore we're searching on the Section 1 page for any stolen items.
Right,
okay?
sir.
The second the sergeant steps in and asks for grounds to be repeated, the officer conveniently drops the whole. He was giving us evil's excuse. Why? Because even he knows how absurd that sounds in front of a ranking officer. Suddenly, he leans on shaky behavioral cues like fidgeting and rapid breathing, trying to paint a picture of suspicion that just isn't there. Let's be clear, having an elevated heart rate, especially when you're being confronted and detained by police for doing nothing, is normal. It's not grounds for suspicion. It's human nature. The fact that the officer tailored his justification in front of the sergeant, omitting the evil's claim entirely, shows he was never confident in that reason to begin with. It was a weak grasp of authority, and now he's trying to tidy up to save face.
I was fiddling around in the shop, and I am nervous. I am neither excitable nor am I highly strung. There is no grounds here at all, none.
Can I take his cuffs off now?
You can do.
Okay.
You should have taken them off 5 minutes ago.
Well, not while you're behaving the way you are.
Listen, sir, I am being denied my liberty and freedom, my right to locomotion, because this lot have had a little feeling in their tummy that something went on. For the record, I will not be providing any details.
No, well, you haven't got to. No one's asked you to.
He did, and he did.
They've asked you for them and you've refused them, and that's fine.
Well, why would they ask me when it's going to say on your ticket that you're going to give me that I'm not obliged to?
Well, we can't give you anything because we don't know who to give it to.
You just searched me, you just detained me. I want a slip.
Listen, Bishopsgate Police Station, which is where we're from, you can go to Bishopsgate Police and there will be a record made of it. However, we can't. You're not giving us any details, so we can't send you anything, can we?
No, sir, it says on the slip, I'm not obliged to provide any details.
Not. But if you want us to give you some details of it, we can't give them to you. We can't do it right now.
Right.
Listen. So you can come to the police station, give us a day or so to get them all on the system, then you can come and collect a copy. Sure. You can say the day, type, taste.
Right.
Constable Minivy.
Right, I've got his number, and you. And you. I've got it, don't worry, I've got a photographic memory. And you.
So, I'm telling you, Bishopsgate Police Station, my colleague will give you the address.
I'm taking your details, you're the OIC here.
Well, I'm the sergeant, I'm not OIC. I've not had anything to do with this search as such, because I wasn't here for when the grounds were given. It's repeating. I've come over because you seem quite excitable, and I just wanted to...
So let's not, let's not start splitting hairs with terms. I know them.
You're not going to
I pay close attention to all your codes of practice. I know.
Good, okay, well, you haven't repeated any of them yet. So
haven't I? Well, what one do you want to know? Section 1, stolen or prohibited articles. 1984, revised in 2015, but you have to have grounds. You have to have known.
The officer gave you
grounds. He gave me his feelings. And he gave me grounds.
What are grounds based on?
Facts, information, intelligence.
What he has seen.
It's not what he's seen.
What did you see?
Well, what did he see?
I told you what I saw.
Oh, you're talking nonsense. Alright, listen, am I being detained?
No, you can.
You're free to go. See you later.
Thank you, I've been detained. Excuse me, please. No nonsense.
Alright, okay, well, again, this is a bit...
Yeah, thank you anyway.
Just confirm nothing's actually been taken since 4, no?
It's alright. Information access request. I'll be taking civil action against you and you.
Alright.
Okay. Well, again, thank you anyway. Just confirmation. Access request. I'll be taking action against you and you. All right. Alan Norman stood his ground in the face of unlawful policing, knowing his rights were trampled, and vowing to hold the officers accountable, and he did. The City of London police ultimately admitted fault, stating that the stop and search was not objectively reasonable, and issued an unreserved apology. Alan won his case and was awarded £8,500 in compensation, a clear admission that the officers got it wrong. But the real tragedy is that Alan didn't live to see justice fully served. Before receiving his compensation, he sadly passed away from a heart attack. His fight wasn't just about money. It was about principle. And while the apology came too late for him, his determination left a lasting mark, exposing another case of unacceptable abuse of power. This episode highlights one of the most disturbing abuses of power we've seen. Alan Norman, simply walking out of a shop, was suddenly surrounded by officers who claimed he was giving evils, an embarrassingly vague accusation that set off a chain of rights violations. Instead of reasonable suspicion, officers relied on weak justifications like Alan fidgeting in a shop, walking quickly, or breathing heavily. All things anyone might do when being cornered by police without cause. Alan rightfully challenged him at every step, calmly asking for lawful grounds, but they couldn't provide any. They handcuffed him anyway, escalating a baseless situation into a humiliating ordeal. City of London police were forced to accept the truth. The stop and search had no legal basis. In an official apology, they acknowledged the officers' actions were not objectively reasonable, a rare admission. Alan was awarded £8,500 in compensation, a public recognition that his rights had been trampled. But tragically, Alan passed away from a heart attack before receiving that payment. His case became more than just a personal victory. It became a stark reminder of the emotional toll these encounters can have. Alan Norman was an auditor. He was an ordinary man with a strong sense of justice, unfairly treated, yet dignified in his resistance. He stood firm, stayed principled, and pursued justice to the very end. His story deserves to be remembered not just for the payout, but for the strength and composure he showed in the face of injustice. Rest in peace, Alan. Your stand matters, and your voice won't be forgotten. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. Also, don't forget to check out CrimeBodge. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching.